Hello everyone, it's Chris here from the Southwest Shooters, and in today's video we are going to be doing a review and demonstration of the Daystate Delta Wolf. This is a very special video because we are celebrating 1,000 subscribers and I wanted to do something special. So because I'm such a big fan of Daystate, I actually contacted Tony and I told him, Tony, listen, we're going to get to 1,000 subscribers soon and I want to do something special and I want to review this gun and demonstrate it, because I don't think there's enough actual real world field footage of people using this. So I wanted to set the record straight, give you the data and give you my thoughts and opinions. And Tony actually loved the idea and he sent it down to me with some extra goodies, which I'll talk about. And this is that video. So thank you, Tony. I love the company and I want to say thank you. Okay. So with that out of the way, this is a 177 gun, although you can, if you want to, change all the internals and turn it into a 2.2. And it is sub 12 foot-pounds. I don't have an FAC license, so I'm only able to shoot sub 12 foot-pounds. So I think I'm just going to talk you through my main thoughts and my main inspirations that I've kind of gained from using this gun, all right? So I'll make no bones about the fact that I am a big fan of Daystate, and these always seemed a little bit elusive to me. I'd seen them in shops, but there was no way I could really get my hands on one until I contacted Tony, and I'm really glad that I did. So first of all, I think that it's something of a departure from the normal kind of guns that we would see from Daystate, in as much as it is a more tactical looking rifle. So it's a bullpup. And it being tactical means that it's kind of stripped back. So you're not going to see any kind of elegant figuring on any wood, because there's no wood on it. It's solid metal. And that's the first thing that I want to talk to you about. When I saw pictures of this gun, I was unfortunately basing my preconceptions on another gun brand that I am slightly familiar with, that I am not happy, let's put it that way, with some of the things that I've seen firsthand from what they do, and from actually feeling some of them, how flimsy they feel. So I kind of thought this might be in a similar vein to that. I couldn't be further from the truth. It's one of the most solid guns I've ever picked up ever in my life. It's nice and chunky and nice and heavy, but the kind of solid metal construction means it's really rugged and really robust and really nice to hold. And it's unbelievably solid. So I used to think as well, having to rest on a bench rest, or even on this, on the little carbon fiber bottle, I thought that could be delicate. It's not. Unbelievably solid. There's an area for a bipod if you want it, but in all of the data you're about to see, I actually rested on this carbon fiber bottle with no problems at all. The unique thing about this gun is that it is electronically controlled. So back here at the kind of butt end of the gun, there is the computer. Now I will be honest with you, all right, because I pride myself on being honest in the reviews. I haven't touched this. Okay, I haven't even looked into it. I asked the gun to be in a 177 configuration, and it was configured from the factory for that request. So I've changed nothing on the gun. I've only fired 3 types of pellets, and I'll talk to you about what those are in a moment. But I've had no need to change anything. But the really nice thing about this is that it tells you exactly how many shots you have left in the magazine. It tells you about the regulator pressure, and it tells you the battery life. I couldn't want anything more. If you want to go in and configure it to the exact kind of grain of pellet that you were using, you can do that. I haven't done that yet. Okay, that will be for a future video. For the time being, this is just getting it out of the box and using it for 4 or 5 days. Okay. So with it being electronic, not only is it electronically controlled in the back end here, also we have an electronic trigger. This is something that I am familiar with. Okay, so I am a big fan of the Pulsar, the Renegade, and the Red Wolf. The Red Wolf is possibly my favorite gun ever. and I'm completely at home with this trigger. It is like clicking a mouse. It's adjustable on the X and Y axis, so you can get it to exactly to feel however you want to, and it really is beautiful. When I've let people use my Red Wolf before, they initially think that it's too sensitive. You get used to that very, very quickly, and I think that also translates to better control of your shot. You don't pull it either side as much. You're very controlled, and I really like that. It has a 480cc carbon fiber bottle, and you can get a phenomenal amount of shots from this. I've only been filling up to 200 bar and refilling it when it gets down to 100, and I've only done that once since I've had the gun. I can't even begin to tell you how many shots I've had. It's been that many. There's no point even counting. But I promise you, you won't be thinking, my goodness me, I wish this could have more shots. You're going to have all you need. You'll probably run out of ammo before you run out of air. The gun, this one came with one of the moderators. Okay, so when I got it out of the case for the first time, there's a little cap you put on the end there. I thought it looked a little bit stumpy, and I got used to it with looking stumpy. But for the data today, I thought, well, I've got it here. Why don't I use it? I put on the moderator, and I really like how it looks. And the moderator does reduce the amplitude of the sound, but I think it looks awesome, and I've grown to like it more now that I know it functions how I want it to, and that's really important for me. I haven't affixed a bipod or a laser to it, but there's plenty of Picatinny rails for you to do that if you want to. One thing that has been happening, which I will change in the future, the gun goes to sleep very quickly. And sometimes if you're putting in some more pellets in the magazine or whatever, sometimes it goes to sleep a bit quick, but all you need to do is put it back on safe and then put it back on fire, and it wakes up again. That's really no big issue. You can see here we have a digital scope, and I'm going to talk about that in another video. Every scope that I've tried on this gun, and there's been 3, the eye relief has been amazing. I've had no discomfort at all. In fact, I would go so far as to say this is the most comfortable gun I've ever shot, including my Red Wolf in that statement. There is so much adjustability. So not only can you choose where you affix the scope on the actual Picatinny rail, you can move the whole Picatinny rail itself. I've not needed to do that. I've been lucky enough with the adjustments that I hear, but it's unbelievably adjustable. And I think that is probably one of the main features of the gun. Not only can you adjust everything you need to electronically, you can also adjust everything sort of mechanically and how it feels, including the trigger, the eye relief. You can make it a 2.2 or a 0.30 if you want to. It's very adjustable. It comes with the 13-shot magazine that are on the more modern era Daystates, and it just feeds in from the side. Absolutely lovely. I've had no problems with that whatsoever. I've really enjoyed using this. I think this is an amazing gun. Okay, but my reviews aren't just me talking about the things that I like or the things that I don't like about the gun. I also like to show you some actual real-world test data. So earlier on today, I had a Hawk scope just trying it out. So what you're going to see now is me shooting at 30, 40, and 50 meters using exactly the same setup, the Hawk scope and JSB heavies. Let's look at that now, and then we can talk about it. The rifle always gives you a reassuring little kind of shake when it's empty, which I think is amazing. Let's take it out to 40 meters and see what the grouping's like. Okay, so this is the Delta Wolf at 40 meters. I've zeroed the gun in at 30, so I'm going to use a mil dot of hold. Oh. There you go, 13 shots. Delta Wolf at 50 meters. See what happens here. Okay, I see there was two outside of the main grouping there, but the actual, apart from those two, that looks pretty good. Let's go down and have a look. Okay, so we have the 30 meter target here, and we have a pound just to cover it. Look, the pound covers it nicely, as you would expect. Let's look at the data for 40 meters. Whoops, ripping the target there. So for 40 meters, again, the pretend pound covers it pretty much. So that's 13 shots. And if we look at 50 meters, you'll notice there are two flyers, but Rome wasn't built in a day. But the pretend pound covers it nicely. That's with just a regular hawk scope, just a regular guy shooting. So there you have it. There are the results of the Delta Wolf being shot at 30, 40 and 50 meters. I'm very happy with those results. That data is very encouraging of the accuracy and the reliability of this gun. Pellet on pellet, more or less. But we don't just use guns like this for target shooting. We can also use it for hunting purposes or sporting purposes. Now, I'm only going to replicate this using the flippy targets. So what you're about to see now is some evidence of me shooting the gun on a rest at 30 meters, shooting some of the flippy targets. I take away the rest and I shoot some, and you're also going to see me shooting offhand a little bit, and that data was shot a couple of days ago. But it's going to give you some evidence of what the gun is capable of in a more of a sporting capacity. Let's look at that now. Okay, let's try and do these little targets, these flippers. Okay, so the gun's obviously in. That's safe to say. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to reset them. So that's 6, 7. That's fun. Oh. That was quite good. Happy with that. Let's put some more pellets in. Yeah! And I think that's empty. That's a good start. I don't want to jinx it with anything. Let's see if I can do 2. Oh, I've made him move. Oh! Come on. There you go! Yeah! Okay, sorry, I can't really contain how happy I am with that. How many more shots do I have? I think I've got 2 shots left. Let's see if I can reset it. I didn't think that I'd be able to do that, to be honest. I'm quite happy. That's it! Can I do one more? No, I missed. Anyway. That's impressive. I particularly like how quick the gun is. It's almost semi-automatic speeds that you can get if you are dexterous with how you cock the gun. I love that. I like shooting fast, and this gun definitely lends itself to being able to do that. I'm a big fan of that. But I think there's going to be a bit of a twist here. So you'll notice that there is a digital scope affixed to this gun. And if I've got one of these, why don't I use it? So, what you're about to see, I do the same thing again. I'm going to shoot at 30, 40, 50, and 60 meters using this gun with this scope attached. And I'm only doing this because this is a special video. Okay, I want this to be the most complete and the most robust demonstration there is of this gun available anywhere in the kind of capacity that I'm capable of doing that. So you're going to see the same thing again now with my commentary and minor interruptions from cyclists with this setup. Okay, let's look at that data now. So you're probably thinking, right, let's go. Okay, so we've got the target here, and I'm going to show you what I can see, pretty much. Let's hope there you go. Not quite as good as the last group. I'm still not used to it 100% yet, but there it is. Let's take it back to 40 meters and look at the difference. Alright then guys, we're out here at 40 meters. Let's zoom this puppy in and see what we get going on. So I'm going to go for the bull, although I won't hit it exactly because I'm further away. And I can feel there's wind and there's a cyclist, so I'm just going to wait for the cyclist to go by. Good afternoon! He can't hear me. Hey, you can ignore me if you want, so that's fine. Like it. Great, cool. Lovely grouping. Let's take it out to 50 and do the same thing again. Okay, it's beginning to rain, so I'm about 50 meters. Look how tiny that is. I'm going to zoom in all the way with the scope, make an adjustment here. Ooh, wrong way. There you go. Delta Wolf 50. I'm not going to use any hold over or hold under. I'm just going to go for it. That's the gun on fire, yes. Ah. Right, I'm going to have to use... Okay, so I did have to use some holdover then. I would feel better if I was to do that again. I'm just going to recalibrate the scope. So I don't know if it works like this. You can't do it when it's recorded. Okay, so this is the big one. We're out at 60. And we're going to adjust the focus. There we go. And we're going to fire one shot. And I didn't hit it. So I'm going to use a massive amount of holdover here. Okay, I'm very happy with that. There is obviously a flyer there, but that looks like a really awesome group for such a long distance. Let's have a look. So you've seen me shoot at those distances. I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm going to show you using another camera what the groupings are actually like. Okay, so just like before, I'm going to use my pretend pound here, and I'm going to show you how the groupings compare to a £1 coin. Let's go. All right. So this is the Delta Wolf with the scope cam on. The £10 covers the grouping nicely. Let's move on to the Delta Wolf 40. There is a flyer there. They happen from time to time. I'm not using weighted or modified pellets, they're just regular JSB heavies, but it covers it nicely. Let's look at 50 meters. So at 50 meters, you can see that the majority of it's covered. I think that this is a little bit of a strange target because when I look at the back here, there's maybe 2 or 3 pellets that are outside of the £1 coin. And finally, this is the one that I'm really happy with. Look at that. So if there is a flyer there, but that whole thing is easily covered by a £1 coin. Now if we look on the back, there's the size of the hole. Right, I'm exceptionally happy with that. That grouping is amazing. So there you have it. I can't get any more honest with my shooting. This is a first for me in actually showing you the scope cam footage. I've never had the opportunity to do it before. I've seen other people do it, but this is a first for the channel. And I can't believe it shot that well at 60 meters. That's about as far as I've ever shot, but the groupings are way better than I could have ever imagined. So I think it speaks for itself, really. And that's what I wanted to be able to show you guys in a review, in a demonstration. I can talk about the gun until you want to leave. But the most important thing is I actually can show you how good this really is. And it's absolutely outrageous. I'm super impressed. It's way better than I thought it could have been. And I guess that brings me on to my only real criticism of the gun. And it's the price. Okay, now hear me out for a second. This is a super high-end gun, which is going to mean for a lot of people, they're not ever going to be able to own it or even try one. Okay, I'm super lucky to have this opportunity. And that's where my criticism is going to end. Because in this case, you do get what you pay for. This is a world-class, top-tier, top of the mountain, heavyweight champion of the world air rifle. And sometimes to get those things, you have to pay a lot of money. And that's certainly the case here. Some people are going to say, and I know this is coming and you're very welcome to say this, oh, I can get a similar group with my wire arc or my air arms after I've had 20 pints and smoked a pack of tobacco or something like that. That's cool. If you can do that, then fair play to you. But one thing that you won't be able to do if you're using those kind of guns is really appreciate the outrageous quality that you're getting here. So in the same way that any car will get you from A to B, the same way that a gun will shoot a pellet from point A to point B with varying degrees of accuracy. But the thing is here that the whole thing feels outrageously good. It feels super good quality. My favorite thing about this gun, well, there's a few favorite things. That's unfair. I can't really just boil it down to one. I really love the electronic indexing here of the cocking arm. It's so simple and easy and quick to use. Love it. The trigger, absolutely outrageous. You will have heard me say in one of the videos that the gun sort of vibrates when it's out of ammo. That's so clever. It's silent. You're never going to really hear it unless you're using the gun. So if you were using it for a sporting purpose, I think that's just an amazing, well thought out feature. And it's also changed my mind on this tactical looking inspired gun. I couldn't have been more wrong in some of my preconceptions that I had about the quality, the potential quality of it, but I was basing it on an inferior product. This is an amazing gun. Okay, I'm just going to leave it at that. You've seen the data, and I'm going to keep using it for the rest of the time that I've got it. And some of the videos that you're going to see is me doing a comparison of this against my Red Wolf. That will be a really interesting video. And we'll see what happens. But for the time being, that is my celebration video. Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Daystate, for letting me do this. You guys are the top of the heap as far as I'm concerned. Your stuff is amazing, so thank you. And I hope you've enjoyed it. Please comment anything you like, positive or negative. I don't mind. Okay, I'll try and respond to everyone. And what I hope this has been the most in-depth, the most detailed, and the most honest review of an air gun hopefully you're ever going to see. I'm lucky to be able to be in a position where I can get my hands on guns like this. And I think finally I just want to thank my friends at Crackshot for giving me the chance. And I want to thank Professor Ballinger for being with me most of the time on the journey so far. We want to keep building, we want to keep growing, and shooting is an amazing thing to be able to do. So thank you, and we'll see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.